Hey everyone, Sarah here from the Dance Den. I am so excited to be joined this morning by the fabulous crew of Dance Talent Studio, otherwise known as Lady Sue and Annie. So these guys have been with me in the Den for a number of years now, and I have watched with awe as their studio has grown, developed, and oh, it's been so exciting to watch. So I'm going to shush. So, ladies, tell us all about you guys and what you do and where you are and all those sorts of things.
We have a studio in Leyland in Lancashire. We teach all sorts, don't we? So ballet, ballet, tap, modern, street, contemporary, acro, musical theatre, Irish,
Yes.
forgot that,
And contemporary teams.
Yeah, we teach from little ones from like age 2.
I think the eldest is 80. I think
80.
Yeah. So 2 to 80.
So all ages, and we have a couple of we have a main studio and we have a few other venues as well, which we've opened over the past few years.
Thanks to the Den.
Thanks to the Den. We get onto that,
Yeah. So
You've also got the gangster grannies, haven't you, who are a little bit famous, aren't they?
Yes, just a little bit. They were lucky enough to perform for the Queen's Jubilee. And yeah, they compete in competitions. They're actually competing this Sunday at the Blackpool Tower. So they're really excited about that. There's 16 of them. And they're all aged. Yeah, I mean, I think the youngest is, I think, 64. And the eldest of the Gangster Grands is 76, but I do teach a mature class called Moves and Grooves, and that's where the lady is 80 in that class. So yeah, but amazing, absolutely amazing. So I teach more of the older, the higher level of the school, and Miss Annie does more of the tiny tots, don't you?
And everything in between.
Yeah, right.
It is such like such a mix, and you do so much. I mean, it's quite in awe actually of everything that you do. So when you first started, think back to when you first started, the two of you together. What was it like?
Yeah, so we were not naturally organised.
No.
So a lot of things. So before we joined the Den, I am like sort of thingy to say, but a lot was on paper. We still were on pen and paper forms and stuff. We since put in a lot of processes. So like the when people joined, we didn't really have a set trial period. It was kind of like, this will work for this student, this will work for that student. Just a bit, everything was a bit ad hoc and disorganized. Although our classes were good, and we were, we were good teachers, but it's just the whole business side of it. We didn't think of it as a business. It was like, this is what we do, this is what we love doing.
Because basically there was just us two teaching and running a school as well. So we were actually physically teaching the classes between the two of us. About 55 classes a week plus private.
Yeah, so I think we were like on burnout, but didn't really realise it until we sort of hit lockdown, and you think, oh my God, what was I doing? So obviously since we've joined the Den, oh my goodness, we have a really good trial process, and when we get new inquiries, we have a really good process that seems to be working through you, Sarah. We've done a welcome video, so we don't have to answer all those questions that come from new starters. We just go watch the video. And although it was a bit time consuming doing it a bit, but it can just go out to everyone, children, adults. So we have a really good process now, don't we? We're communicating better.
Yeah, a lot. I mean, the main thing, obviously, with running a school, we doubled in size basically. So pretty much. So we went from just about 200, and we're edging towards the 400 mark now, with more staff, with more venues, with so everything has just been able to grow. but not grow with us stressed, like running around like headless chickens. So we've been able to put things in, like Annie was saying, just put things more in place, be more
business minded.
Yeah, rather than just going in teaching a class and not knowing and rushing, because no one's got time to speak to the parents straight after, because you're rushing to the next class and this class, and you need somebody there to be able to be there, you know, or be on any, you know, ready to reply and things like that. And we're able to do that more now, aren't we?
Yeah, definitely.
Have more free time
and I think we think of everything more from a business point of view, rather than just going, let's do it because we love this class. But is it making money? No, let's just stop that, change it to something else. What's working?
Go to the figures. The figures don't lie.
And I know that at first you're a bit like, I can't do that. Like, it's, you know, we've got these 4 kids that come to this class and they absolutely love it. We can't change it. We can't stop it. But now it's okay. They're all right. Like, you know, you can make decisions like that and think it is all right. And it's, so we're a lot more. I think we still can be a bit more business minded.
But I mean, with the Den, it's just such a supportive network, isn't it? When you feel, I mean, we're lucky to have each other, because I know a lot of dance studio owners do run it by themselves, and then they have the staff. But we are lucky that we do have each other. But we still do rely on the Den for help in certain situations where we were like, well, we just don't know. Let's ask Sarah. Let's ask other people in the Den.
And someone's been through it, or someone's going through it, so everyone's in the same boat. Everyone's encountered that parent, or everyone that situation, and you know, it's just really good to get ideas, because you could be thinking one thing and then you put a question in the Den, and then people come back and say, oh, I hadn't thought of that. So it's just brilliant, and it's just very, very friendly. No one's out to outdo each other. No one's there. It's not, you're not selling yourself. It's just a really chilled place to be.
Yeah, I mean, we did 21 days, didn't we?
Both done the 21 days separately, haven't we?
Sarah's quite bossy, isn't she? But she's like, well, if you want it, you've got to do it. You know, stop procrastinating and get on with it.
We've always got your voice in our heads. Like, you know, I find myself sitting in the day doing work, and then suddenly I'm on Facebook. I go, nope,
looking at cat
videos. So.
But bossy in a nice way, I hope. But the thing is, though, right, if you've got, you know, if you are going to sit on your Facebook and watch cat videos, then you're not going to grow your school, or nothing's going to change. Let's face it. Do you know what I mean? And I think what you touched on there, I think is really, really important. If I jump back to the statement that you made about there was 4 children in that class, and you feeling that you can't let it go. Before I burst into song, I really won't, because my voice is hideous. But you know, about feeling like, oh my, I have to hurry it on because it's those 4 children. I can't let them down. But it's not about letting them down, if that makes sense. Then you know, their children will adapt, and actually maybe another class might be better for them, and it's a better time for them, or the atmosphere in the class will be better because there's more of them in the class, and therefore, you know, they will be fine. My question to you guys would be, are you? You know, we have the saying in the Den, you come first, and it's there for a very good reason, because if you are teaching these 4 children and then you're all night, and you're like 6 hours later, you come home, you can barely put one foot in front of the other, you haven't eaten, and everything's out of you for the sake of 4 children, I would ask the question, is this the right decision? And I think it's about having the courage, and I think it does take courage, about having the courage to go, this doesn't fit for me. This isn't working for me or my business. Therefore, change has to happen. And for change to happen, you've got to do something. You've got to change something. So that means getting off Facebook and me going, get off Facebook, and I'll do it, because I want the best for you guys.
We did do that with one of our, with Horton. We did. So we've got 2, 3, 4. Our main venue is Leyland, but we do have different sort of pockets. And on one of the venues, I think we had about 8 children, and it just wasn't working with the rent. you know, just wasn't
Costs
working.
weren't adding up.
So we made the decision, and basically all 8 transferred over to one of our other venues. So we never lost them.
Yeah.
They just went
And
to another.
Because if they
All of
like
them.
it, they will.
Yeah,
They will. Because
they will.
they don't want the hassle. Oh, I've got to find another dancer.
Yeah.
That means another email. That means going on, you know, and that's time. So, oh, do you know what? For an extra 5 minutes in the car, or whatever, 10 minutes, I'll just go there. And
yeah, it was about 10 to 12 minutes to get to another venue, but we were worried that it was like, oh, do you feel like a failure?
Yeah, and then you don't want everyone to go around, and you think, oh, everyone's going to badmouth us because we stopped this class, and they go, oh, you know, but. I think as well, if you put out to people, it's not cost effective. I think especially in this climate at the moment, they understand and they'll go, yeah, I get it. You know, it's rents are going up everywhere, and everything is, as we all know, going up.
But we wouldn't have made that.
No, we wouldn't.
Before. We would have just carried it on.
Yeah, and it would have been just like, but it's like a weight lifted. As soon as you go, no.
Yeah,
it is like, whoa, I feel a bit lighter.
Yeah,
a bit better.
Plus, there's 8 children now that are in the other classes. From a bottom line point of view, they're adding to your profitability of the other classes. So if those classes weren't at break-even point, they might help slip them over into break-even point, into profit. Or if they're in profit, then those 8 children suddenly become profitable, which is an awful sentence to say when I say it out loud, you know, that you're thinking of that. But when you look at the numbers, which you have to look at, you know, numbers don't lie. Like, I'm literally off one of the calls with some of the Den members now who are going through their numbers, and it's like light bulbs going off everywhere. It's like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize that. But when you realize it, you can make informed decisions. And I think that's why I'm so proud of you guys, because all along the line, you've taken the lesson and you've gone, right, boom, action. Okay, now I'm informed. I'm making informed choices which are going to benefit my business. And the stratosphere has been huge. I mean, an extra 200 children.
Well, children and adults, because we
teach adults. Yes, yeah, it's incredible, absolutely incredible.
I've just realised we've got another event because we started in Bamber Bridge as well. So that's another, because that was the class I was telling you about, an over 60s class. So I started that in September, and I've got about, well, it's growing. It's definitely growing, and people just seem to be loving it. So that's another, you know, it just, I
think it's a good market to kind of tap into. Older people,
mature ladies,
like me.
You know, because I don't think there's a lot out there. I think when you're doing the really little ones, there is a lot of play groups, and well, it depends on your area, I suppose. But I think for them, there's nothing like that around in our area.
I do it more for like just having fun, socializing, exercising, but using your brain as well to do certain moves. And I think they like that. They like to get out and stuff. So for us, we do have quite a big of our adult dancers that do come to us as well. So we do have a very vast range, but since coming with you, it's like it has dramatically changed the way we look at our business now.
Definitely, yes, every aspect of the business as well. So
you know me, Sarah, what I was like before. I taught all my street teams. There was 10 competitive street teams. I taught all my street classes, and now on a Saturday I don't actually teach.
No. Well,
but I teach when I teach private classes when and where.
But you do that like when you want to, kind of thing, like as a, you know.
I'm here, but I don't. I've got people teaching almost, and on a Saturday I've got. Well, it's the first one. Yeah, there's a handful, about 5 or 6 street classes, and I don't teach any of them.
And they're doing really well. Tell you about
well, the thing is, they're growing. That's
because of the Den, we haven't just gone, right, we're not going to teach anymore, we're just going to put it in charge of staff. We've gone, right, well, we need to train our staff and make sure that if we're going to put someone else in the class, they are doing it how we would want it to be done. And they, you know, and
they bring their own personality.
And their own.
But the way we structure things, and we have monthly sort of staff meetings and keep up to date with our training, and we could go on and on forever. I mean, it's just everything really, isn't it?
But I think because we've stepped away from actual teaching, we can put more time into marketing, into our own development, our own training, and really pushing that. I think that's
So if you had to nail it, I'm going to try and pinpoint you down. And guys, if you're watching, please feel free to jump in if you have a question for these guys. If you have to pin it down to, I don't know, 3 biggest lessons, 2 biggest lessons in your long journey.
I think putting yourself first is maybe one. You'd say, like,
yeah, especially because we've got. I mean, you've got younger children. You've got a younger family than I have, but it's really hard doing the
I think a balance
between family and business, because when you run your own business, it does take over.
And I still say I still say we haven't got it perfect, and there's still areas that definitely
who has,
and it's like that. There's sometimes we think, no, I'm quite chilled at the moment, I like it, and then all of a sudden you've got 3 comps in a row, and you're like, so there is, it's perfect, but I'd say definitely we found a balance, and it's seeing our dance school as a business and a separate entity, and to not like we're in it, but you've got to learn. We can learn to turn, switch the messages off at night and have that.
Oh, I've learned.
Yeah, and learn to. You don't have to do everything there and then. You can turn it off, and you can reply in the morning, and it's okay because the inquiry will still be there in the morning. So
I think as well, it's in believing in ourselves, because I think whenever you've got a dance school, you always doubt everything all the time and compare. But once you feel more established and you're like, no, we must be doing something right, because if we
like stay in your own lane. You've learned that definitely, and stopped. Stopped. I mean, I think you can definitely, like with the den, like share ideas and take inspiration, and like we're saying, look at starting different classes and whatnot. But I think when it comes to things, we're doing this and this is what we're doing, and don't worry if down the road.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a lot of dance schools around our area. There's probably about 11 or 12 in just there's a lot, but we're still very busy. So
there's enough to go around.
Yeah,
absolutely. That's amazing. Emma's popped in the questions, lovely ladies. What do you find is the best way that you advertise your adult classes, please?
Oh, I still think Facebook, because I think there's an assumption sometimes that they're not on Facebook, but they are.
Well, when I did my senior class, it was on Facebook.
And a lot of the time,
sorry to interrupt, like sort of, if you're in a certain area, it's like the community Facebook pages, which a lot do go on to. And also like in the local, we haven't done them in the local shops, have we? We don't really
done anything like paper. It is social media.
Yeah,
still social media.
And once
I would also say word of mouth.
Once you get them, like these ladies I've got on a Wednesday, they've told such and then they've all come from the word of mouth.
I've brought a friend this week. I've brought, they will. But you just that first initial few really, and then try and.
I do find with my senior ladies that I always offer them a free trial first, just because they're a bit set. I think that just works for that age group personally, because I've had 100% come back. I've never had one just.
I think for some of them as well, that age, it can be quite daunting coming to something you don't really. Well,
I had that yesterday actually. They said, "Oh, it's good because we didn't know if it would be too fast paced for us or too."
They've got a lot of to say the word baggage, but they've got a lot of preconceptions as well about what they go. They will have done lots of classes before where it's different for kids because it's everything's brand new. So I think they come with a lot of, I thought it was going to be like this. I thought it was going to be like that. So I think when you do get an inquiry, it's taking that a little bit more time to go. It's like this. You do this, and explaining it, so they manage those expectations.
But I think
it's a very good point. Yeah, I think video would help a lot, Emma. Or if you can go to like some of the community little hubs and maybe do a sampler, something like that. I know, like down by me, there's like a little, it's like a supported living, but they have a room attached to it, and they've got a cafe, and it's very active, and they do classes there as well. I suppose it depends on where you put your classes and what you know, what adult age group you're aiming for as well, I suppose. But good luck, Emma, and you're very well. She said thank you, ladies. I don't know if you've seen that. Karen also said, well done, ladies. Great achievement and very inspiring. She's another Den member. So right. So we'll wrap this up shortly now. What's next for you, lovely ladies?
I think still want to grow the school, don't we?
Yes.
And still want to work less. So
so no, I think we're on the right track for sure.
Yeah.
We do want to grow it, but also I think we do a lot of training ourselves.
Yeah, so I think currently I'm doing a lot of training with very in-depth training with anatomy. So eventually, fingers crossed, eventually I'll be able to, rather than sending students off to see a physio when they've got an injury, I'll be in a position to do more treatment and more knowledge of things, and I'm just expanding my knowledge really, that side of things. So
you can have a little room in your studio that's like the specialist anatomy room. See, you've already thought of this. You see,
posters up out
I've got posters. Them, you know, rather than saying turn your legs out more, I'm naming muscles and stuff, and that the kids are know and coming back at me and stuff. So it's really is exciting that, but that, you know, I'm talking a long while off yet.
Yeah, and the same in my training, sort of. I'm in the process of more examining side of the street and things like that. But it's also maybe having a few more staff for street, because obviously it is quite a busy. I'd say probably half of our school
more probably
does street dance. So it's just sort of being able to still sort of overlook it, but maybe because I still do teach 8 to 7 teams still, so maybe sort of slow down on that, but I am still a little bit of a control freak where I still like to just, you know, be there just in case. But I'm so much better, Anna.
You are
so much better. So it does come with time, but yeah, still sort of grow the business further, expand our knowledge, and, you know, work less. If that makes sense.
That's the dream, isn't it? I mean,
take a holiday in, I don't know, somewhere hot.
But yeah.
So if you could, the last question then, if somebody was on the shelf about possibly joining the Den, and they're a bit like, oh, I don't know if I can do this, I don't know about the money and and all the rest of it, what would you say to them?
Oh do it. The money, you won't even like.
You'll make the money back within.
Totally, you will make the money back, and it's so worth it just for the support alone. Even if you didn't take away any sort of the marketing and stuff, but just that alone, definitely.
If you want to grow your business, if you want to, you know,
be better at it really,
and have a brilliant support network, which I don't know why you would not want to, then definitely join the Den. I mean, we say how it is. We don't have to, you know, we've been for years, haven't we, been with the Den, and never have we thought of leaving, because it's always helped us. Even now, we're still learning and continue to learn. It's not that you join and then you're like, well, what now?
I've grown my school, I've got more kids, so now I'll stop. It's, you know, because then you've got a bigger school, so you've got more.
Yeah. So there's always something to learn from the Den. So 100% I would do it. I wish we'd have been able to do it sooner, but it probably came at the right time because, like I say, Annie had 2 small children anyway. So we are. It was the right time, I think, and definitely do it, because honestly, it is 100% worth the money you will make. I just can't believe how much we. Even the fact. Sorry, I'm going off a tangent, but even putting the price up, when we put our price up 50p per person, and the amount of money it was crazy, and we wouldn't have even thought of doing that. We just thought, no, we can't. You can, and we did. It worked. Do it.
That's going to be the sentence. You can, you did, it worked. Do it. That's it. That should be the title of every live from now on.
The
pudding, you can you know, we're very busy,
but
but it's more controlled and it's more
streamlined.
Don't get me wrong, we're always, I mean, as a dance teacher and a studio owner, you're always running around like a headless chicken. But it's honestly, it's definitely worth it.
Oh, but thank you. My God, my heart is like pounding out my chest right now. I find it sometimes quite difficult to take, compliments on. So I'm struggling a little bit on my side, but I'm very, very grateful. I'm so proud of you ladies. Obviously, I can lead you to the water, but I can't make you drink it. And, you just literally went, give us gallons of it, and they took it and you ran with it. And I love seeing your growth, your development. It's absolutely fantastic. So proud of you and congratulations.
Thank you. I was saying with you, Sarah, you're just real as well. You're not. It's not about yes, it's a business that you've got with but it really is. You really are just so down to earth and just real, and that's what we like about it, because you can go to different things and it's but you are. It's like you're one of us.
Because you've been there and done that and
got that t-shirt in every color. And then some. I'd forgotten some of them. I was talking to somebody yesterday and I was just like, oh yeah, I've forgotten all about that. Oh yeah, I've been through that. She's like buried that somewhere in the depths of my knowledge. But I wear my heart on my sleeve. I am what I am, so I make no apologies for it. We'll either love the little Welsh nutter or you don't. So, all right. Okay, we're going to wrap this up then, guys. Thank you for joining us. For those who have joined us, for those on replay, #replay, and feel free to tag me if you have any questions for the lovely Lady Sue and Anna from Dance Talent Studios. I'm grateful for you to have joined. That doesn't make any English sense at all, Sarah. I am grateful to have had you join me today. I'm very, very proud of you and congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks.
Take care, guys. Bye.